Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is D from Brooklyn with a quick pro quo, retro, whatever you want to call, update on the Aqua Springs 11 mollie tank. Now, as you can see, these guys have grown, man. If you don't believe they've grown, give your fish some space and they will grow to fit the space. But as for updates, the tank's doing real good. It is going through its algae bloom phase, which means I am constantly cleaning the glass, which is expected in any saltwater tank. But the tank is doing good. It's really nice. The rock is really coming to life. I started with that dry bulk reef rock, and the Tonga branch that I had was sitting on the side. These guys are really doing well. Let me give you an update on the tank. Now, beautiful cube, but let's go through the cons. As you can see, I changed that filter, the Aqua Springs filter. Two things. I believe that Aqua Springs filter, as far as the Aqua Springs 11 project in itself, was more or less seemed like a discontinued item, and let me tell you why. As I have the filter down here, beautiful filter, really nice to look at, but two things I'll show you. The water was constantly running over the side. It wasn't running on the lid, but it was running over the side, and on the top of the tank is a hole cut out, so water was running into the tank. But A, that was annoying me. B, it was algae growing on here like crazy, and it was a lot of evaporation, so I was losing a lot of water. If Aqueon is looking also, I know I mentioned this before, the lights on this are on the bottom. The lights being on the bottom of this, I have no idea how they expected a plant to grow if the lights are underneath and the plant is on top. I guess they're relying on you having it in a room that has ambient light. So that was a little crazy. And the second thing is, when this gets clogged up, it tends to float up. As you can see how easy it is, it slides around in its little chamber, which was rising the water level inside that filter. It just bothered me a lot, so I went to a Aqua Clear 20, which is, I'll tell anybody and everybody, I love Aqua Clear when it comes to filtration. Nothing beats an Aqua Clear. They're always nice and quiet. They have beautiful chambers, which are easy to put with. If you want to put ChemiPure, GFO, carbon, whatever you want to do, biological. Right now, I have one of my FOSS removing pads, a little piece of it cut in there to just help with the algae control, and beautifully quiet. I put some glass covers. I left the cover that it came with on there, but I had these little 2.5 gallon covers on here, so I leave the hole there because it makes it easy for me to feed the tank. I'll probably get a piece of glass cut to fit this down the road, but that really wasn't a priority right now. And I like the fact that it had a hole cut out just perfect for my Aqua Clear. My Aqua Clear fit in there, so I'm not worried about fish jumping out through there. If I get a firefish or goby or anything like that, I'm not worried about it jumping out. So that's what I got going as far as the changes with the tank. Now, the inhabitants, if I can focus here, really large. Out of all of the babies, it turns out I only got one male, and he is one feisty little dude. This female here seems to be carrying, I mean, really big. The temperature in the room is about 75, 74 at night. You can see by my little wall monitoring unit. Keeps a track of the humidity and everything in the room. Is about 33% humidity. That's because these tanks evaporate right there. And I turned the heater off in here. These preset heaters, I really don't like preset heaters. I like to control the temperature. I lowered the temperature to the room temperature. This tank is probably anywhere between, let me see if you can read it. Even this has a little algae on it. But it's in a safe zone. I'd say it's about between 73 and 74 degrees. They try to induce some spawning behavior here, drop the temperature more like nature, going through like that springtime thing. And they seem to be really reacting to it. Now, I moved a couple of pieces from my various tanks. I pulled some of this waving zinnia out. I had to cut it. It was kind of getting a little nuts, as you can see. I put a couple in there, but I've been screwing around with the tank, so I don't know if those are going to bounce back. They were open a while ago, but I had my hands in the tank, as well as the Chaeto. Now look at all this Chaeto. You can see how much Chaeto I have in there. I'm using that for algae control as well. The fish love nibbling on it. I have a little bit of algae still on the grass. I love this Tonga branch, is growing nicely. But once again, because it comes so high up into the light, I'm still playing with the light settings with the little LED there that I got. I'm using the LED instead of the Aqueon light because I'm lighting my pothos, my little tank over here that I use for growing out plants. But everybody's doing all right in here. I pulled a mushroom out, got one of those bad boys in here, one of my famous greens. And just to bounce, these guys, look at my previous videos. Dude, these corals have exploded. Now I'm getting a little coral warfare. As you can see, the mushrooms have grown into the pallies. Zinnia, this is some waving zinnia, has grown over my candy canes over there. I had a chalice under there somewhere, you can't even see it. My chalices have exploded. That plate is almost the entire space back there. I mean, that's grown crazily. That, you can't even see the plug. This one's grown out. They'll probably end up breaking that because the fish need some swimming room, and they come flying through that corner. This is completely encrusted around that little candy cane there, as well as this frag plug, which is, where's the plug? That was a piece of dead Euphyllia that I mounted that little piece onto. This piece here, which you look, remember my urchin just broke that off about a week ago, or more, a week and a half ago. It's completely encrusted around the egg crate, which is kind of pretty. It's going to be a pain in the neck when it comes time to put another plug there. My shrimp has decided to love this magnet. I don't know why. He likes hanging out on this magnet because I put my foods in there. But I'm getting somewhat of a little bleaching from the Euphyllia here, so I'm moving some of these corals out, which is why I'm experimenting with putting them into this tank. So just why this is over here, I'm trying to get it to attach to that shell, as I always do. And other than that, just time and patience. Nothing extravagant. I haven't done a water change on this yet. I'll probably do one later today. When a tank is cycling, I don't do a lot of water changes. I let it go through its cycle, and then I'll do probably a 30% water change, just to keep the chemistry in line. And that's that on that. The water chemistry has got to be stable on its own. You can't really push it. I don't like doing it. Everybody will tell you different, but water changes are good, but they also fluctuate the chemistry in a tank to a large extent. I just found a piece of stray leather coral in the main tank upstairs. My corals are dropping. When the temperature starts changing, like from winter to spring, they start dropping babies. So I moved that over here. I just glued that in place a couple of minutes ago. And that's it. It's looking good. Once again, pros and cons of everything. You learn as you go. I'm definitely probably going to look for maybe 2 at the most, because this is a very small tank. Seahorses, you know, I may do that. I'm still playing with it because this is a small tank, and if I can get some dwarfs, there will be 2, no more, no less. The Jedi and the Apprentice, you know. And I'm looking forward to seeing these guys spawn off. I want to get another spawn in there. If these guys spawn, I may not add anything else to the tank. I'll just grow these guys out and move a few to my sump upstairs and let them live their life up there in a much bigger space with the main reef. Just on a final note also, these were the fry. I had 3 adults, and you can see this one messing with the female. I just interrupted them. This one's probably going to pop too. I think they're both carrying, actually, both of these. The male is really hyped up. But yeah, these guys have really grown quite a bit. And just a testament, keeping it simple, man. You don't need a whole lot of crazy equipment once you understand the science. I can't stress it enough. People ask a lot of questions. I'm really careful in what I tell people, because it's half fact and it's half understanding. In other words, anything could be fact, but you're ability to understand why and how things are going on is a major key to getting things to work. So the fish are doing good. So don't be scared to try new things. This is my star, always looking at me filming. These were the spawn from the outside pond that have moved inside. My black mollie male, which died about a couple of months ago, probably a long time ago. But they're not quite black mollies. I'm wondering what color they're going to come out to. They're like brown, which is really odd. Camera really doesn't capture it. But if you can see the rainbow in this guy's fin, he looks like maybe half sailfin. I don't know. It's like a hybrid or something. He's chasing everybody around. He's one guy. He's like Hugh Heffner. I'm going to call him Hugh because he's like Hugh Heffner. He's like one male and a whole bunch of females. Yeah, I'm going to call you Hugh, buddy. Thus, you are Hugh Heffner, the mollie. Gotcha, guys. Thank you for watching. Click the like. Click subscribe. You want to see anything else? Shoot a comment below. Love you guys' comments. Anything else, I'm going to be out because it's coffee time, people. And I'll leave you with a final view of the frag tank. Love, peace, and hair grace. See you guys. I'm out. It's coffee time.